And welcome to day 52 of collecting cash. We're back at it. We're hanging out with the Hulkster right here. We have a giveaway going on right now as well. You need to make sure that you get into the giveaway by going to day 50 and just commenting done after sharing your favorite collecting cash video. And you will be entered for the chance to win this autographed by Ken Scott, Raphael TMNT. And this is cool because this is the movie star Raphael signed by the person who played the movie star Raphael. So that's in the giveaway right now. You just have to go to day 50, share your favorite. You don't need to share day 50. You just need to share your favorite collecting cash episode. So get in on that giveaway. But today, if you're watching this auction already happened. However, in my world, it's only February 10th. It's not that big of a gap. I'm trying to create some buffer videos to make sure that you guys are getting daily content. So that is what it is. By now, you already know. Go to my claim sales on Facebook. Follow Craig, Not Another Retro Channel, on Whatnot for our big auctions. Follow Toy Auctions 24/7 on Facebook, Toy Life on Facebook, and Collecting Cash, eBay, NARCs, Whatnot, NARCs, eBay. Follow those things to also support the channel. But yeah, today, this stuff you're about to see is already gone and in new homes. If you're following along, then you already knew about this auction and you maybe even have one of these pieces in your collection. That's pretty cool to think of it like that. To think that the box I'm about to open might be a figure that you already have in your collection because you participated in the Whatnot auction happening on February 15th at 7 p.m. So this just arrived. This is that big box that I was talking about. Got this from Mac. You could watch his collecting cash videos on NARC TV. Here you go. That's the YouTube channel that he's dropping because he's trying to raise, I think, 30 grand. So he's selling off big chunks of his collection. So I think he left a little bit of meat on the bone for these. I personally don't even remember what is in this. This is a deal that kind of NARC and him worked out, and I got in on because we're going to do this auction with this being kind of the main attraction outside of all of the crazy merch and other action figures that we already have loaded in that auction. This is the big action figure portion of that auction. So right now we're going to unpack it together, and that's what we're going to do today. And what I'm about to do really stinks because I didn't want to go below $10,000. However, I forgot that we hadn't subtracted this yet. And this box right here cost me a whopping $1,000. So we're $1,000 off target right now. We're going the wrong way, ladies and gents. But this thing theoretically is going to bring us profit in just a few days, less than a week now from where I'm at. And by the time you're seeing this, hopefully I've already recouped all of the money. This should be, we should have gotten a good enough deal to make more than $1,000 back. Technically, $1,050 because it was $50 shipping too. So there it is. You guys ready? Major takeaways from today's video. We lost $1,000. We have a box to open. And there's a movie star, Raphael, on the line to win you guys. So let's get to this now. All right, let's see. Let's see. What is going to be our best option so we can see everything that's going on? Because I want to be able to just open this, go through it, and then let's see what is in. Okay, yeah, it's going to be weird. All right, let's see. So what I need to do is turn this camera around a little bit. So give me a second. All right, theoretically, this is wide enough for me to cut this open and see what we got. Honestly, I guess we're just gonna wing it. It's a big box, Tim. So. $1,000. Did I blow $1,000 or will we make profit? We will know soon. So right off the bat, we got a ton of packing peanuts. Look at that. Let's see what's going on. Looks like he individually boxed them. So we have Beetlejuice right here. Let's go ahead and start shredding this stuff out. So we have Beetlejuice. Again, I don't remember really what's in this. This is not labeled. Everywhere. And we got some things busting through over here. We got not labeled. Whatever this is. I think that's it. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and clean up. So remember, anyone watching, the kind of goal of this series is to get to $100,000. It's the first goal. Because if I could get there, then along the way I could chop off some bills and then have more time for the creative things in my life. Just a little bit more financial freedom is what we're looking for. Where did I? So that box is done. That's out of the way. Can I just have scissors? What do I do with them? What do I do with them? Did I lose them in the box? Nope. There we go. All right, let's get into it. First box. Give you guys a better look at all of this too, but might as well make the video long enough so we can get some watch time hours. You guys are getting a good look at the Super Pass collection a little bit. Some random stuff over here, cool stuff. All right, what do we got? All right, so not individually bagged figures, so this is gonna take some time to separate. But we got, this is Skeleton Warriors. More of those. Got this vehicle right here. We got the sweet Beetlejuice. This, if it's got the flag in here, then what you do is you do that, and then you can put a figure in here, and then when you remove it, it will hide it, essentially. It makes it go invisible. This thing was one of my favorite toys growing up as a kid. I actually have one in my collection over there. Just one of the more memorable toys from when I was a kid. This thing right here. Because it makes it disappear. It's a magic trick. And it would blow my mind as a kid. We got what looks to be more accessories to Skeleton Warriors. Yep. Yeah, more accessories to Skeleton Warriors. Conan stands. We got Toxic Crusaders. The Smog Cycle. We got a nice figure coming up right here. Check this out. Ooh, that's cool. Look at that. Bam. Man, that's pretty sweet. All of this stuff going up for sale, starting at $5 each. Which is absolutely insane. This is the type of stuff that you go hunting for. Not sure that's how Mac acquired a lot of it just over time. Or maybe he just got them all in big chunks. Who knows? Oh, this is cool. I don't know if I've ever had one of these come through my hands. I don't know how rare they are either. We'll take a look. Put a comp up here somewhere. Put a comp on the screen. I have no idea. Remember, we got to make over 1,000 on this to be worth it. All right, so that box is done. Oh, sick. Look at this, guys. I don't know if I've ever seen this or had this in person, but check it out. Nope, dropping the weapons. You can load them up, but look. That's pretty cool. You can launch back. We'll figure it out. Bum, bum. I have no idea on the value of 90% of this stuff. I've never had it come through my hands. This is the first time that I've had this come through my hands. It's pretty sweet though. Look at it. This is box number 2 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. I'm gonna keep the accessories in here so I don't lose them. I don't know. So far, what are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? You think me and Craig are gonna be able to make a few bucks off this, or you think we messed up? Think we misspent 1,000, or do you think we're gonna make a few bucks? This one's labeled Beetlejuice, so let's see what that is. I do know one wave of figures in this. I don't remember a lot. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is the entire line of those Beetlejuice figures. Got that one. This one. I'm gonna give you guys a better showing of it too. Oh, this is cool. I've seen this one before. At some point I might have had this one on card, but look how cool this is, dude. It works. Alright, let's see. How do we reset it? Oh my god, there's so many actions going on. Okay. Look at that. Sweet. Sweet fig right there. We got more. Boom. Great pack job. Great pack job all around. Putting them individually in the boxes is definitely the way to go. Keeps everything nice and safe. We got another one. See from the back, but boom. This is sweet. Let's see, how's this work? How's this go down? Okay. Nice. Nice. Nice piece. Beetlejuice. And Beetlejuice. And that'll do it for that box. Bam. Next. Let's see. Piece of tape right here. All done. Now, this is moving on to more of those. Again, I'll get them all out. So I have to post these on Whatnot regardless. I'll start listing them tonight. That's why I have the little light box set up over there. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll show it to you. When we get going, I'm going to put him back in so we don't lose them. Lose the accessories, rather. Conan. These figures are really sweet. Are they pretty rare? I guess they are. I never run across them. Two more? Again, we'll get to them. And last, here we go. Earthworm Jim. We got the old mail away. So this is the Earthworm Jim mail away. Looks like it's still got the mail away bag. We know that's good for at least 50 to 70 bucks. More Earthworm Jim. I think we got the entire Earthworm Jim lot. Earthworm. Packing peanuts. The Beetlejuice car. One of my favorite vehicles. I got one over there. More Earthworm. 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 All right, and then we get into a whole bag of Toxic Crusaders. So I think this is every figure. 4 Toxic Crusaders. There's the Earthworm Jim Princess. And that Earthworm Jim Rat Dude. And then that'll do it for this box. Unboxing complete. Everything looks good to go. $1,000 on all of that stuff, but we're going to take a better look at it, spread out, and then we're going to do the individual pictures and get them ready for whatnot. So all of this is super time consuming. Like, one, making deals kind of time consuming, getting it here is time consuming, and listing it all is super time consuming. But if we can save all of this type of stuff for that one big auction a month, then typically we're going to do better on it than if we were to just try to single them out. It's just kind of the way it goes, because you guys can anticipate when the sales come, and you know to be there. You know you want to get one of these in particular, these pieces in your collection, so it makes the sale a little bit more fun. I think that's why it does better. But anyway, there's a lot of work that does go into it, so we just want to say thank you for your support on those big auctions. So, all right, now I have a lot of work to do tonight, and it is already like 11 o'clock at night. Day 52, here we are. Oh, my knees. All right, and for the sake of things, I went ahead and did a little time lapse to show you guys what it looks like setting up something like this. Because at the end of the day, we need to get some promo videos out there. We need to get everything lined up to see kind of what we're looking at. And after I do this, I'll get everything single and put it in the light box that you see in that back corner. So it's a huge undertaking. And I don't know if there's a good way to do this. I'm trying to show you every angle of how this goes down. But right now, I just laid all this stuff out so I could shoot vertical and horizontal promos so NARC can use them for the whatnot sale that we got going on. But while I have it all laid out like this, let's go ahead and take a look right before I start individualizing these things, getting them on whatnot, putting them back in the bag, then bringing them to the back alley to be prepared for the show. But all of these are going to need to go onto whatnot individually. So let's look at what we got. First things first, Skeleton Warriors. So we do have a bag of accessories. How complete any of these are, I have no idea. We will kind of accessorize them as we go, but here's a very good look at the Skeleton Warriors that we got in this collection. And remember, you guys are looking at $1,000 worth of toys right here. At least that's what we spent. Hopefully there's more than $1,000 worth of toys. But there we go. This is a really cool Nightmare Warrior. And then you get the Skeleton Warriors. And that Nightmare Warrior is going to be a big help in getting our money back. So that's this section right here. Then down here, we have the Toxic Crusaders. One of my favorite toy lines ever. I have a few in my personal collection that will eventually probably have to dwindle down in order for me to collect the cash. But this is the lot that we're going to be putting up for the February 15th auction. Kind of bare bones, but I think we have an accessory or two. Like we got Junkyard's weapon that we could put in with it. So Toxic Crusaders right there. And then moving on, we got the Beetlejuice. We got the Beetlejuice vehicle back there, and then some complete figures. And this should be the entire line. At least that's what I'm told. Now, I'm sure there's a couple accessories and things like that missing, so we'll figure that out as we go. But this cannot be the entire line, because isn't there a match with this one? The female one? I don't know. Either way, this is what we're looking at. That's that. And then let's go on to Earthworm Jim. And we also have the Beetlejuice vanishing coffin right there. That piece is broken, so that stinks, but it'll still be all right. Earthworm Jim things right now. And then the big one out of here is that mail away, because it does have the mail away bag and all of his accessories. And then there's another figure over there I didn't take out because you gotta like put them together. But there's the Earthworm Jim stuff. Again, very, very cool figures by Playmates. Playmates. Who did Beetlejuice? And then we have the Conan. And these are really, really cool. I don't think I ever run across these when I'm hunting toys. Are these super rare? Let me know. I like them though. They're good builds, they're beefy figures, and they look great displayed, and they got these cool stands too. At least most of them do. He doesn't have one. I don't know if there's one that's not supposed to have one or not, but we're one shy, so he's the one that got missing one. There we go. That is the haul, ladies and gentlemen. This is the process. So now to take each one of these, get photos of them, figure out what we're looking at, and then hopefully next time you see these figures, we're making money off them. All right, quick update. I am done listing Conan and Earthworm Jim. Moving on to Toxic Crusaders next, then Beetlejuice, and then Skeleton Warriors are probably gonna have to wait till tomorrow or Thursday, because I have to work the 4 p.m. to midnight shift tomorrow. So DVT filming tomorrow. First I have to take my dad to the doctor, then DVT at 7 o'clock in the morning, then DVT for getting reels and stuff for their social media, then 4 to midnight shift, all while dealing with some other admin stuff. But I want to get Toxic and Beetlejuice done tonight, and it's about 12:30. So if I could get that done by 1:30 and wind down a little bit before sleepy times, then that'd be great. So we'll see. At least I'm watching Turtles. Okay, let's finish this off. Let's get the final updates. Let's catch up on what's been going on in the last 24 hours, because it's currently 2 o'clock in the morning the next day. So we finished listing. I got the Conan listed. I got the Toxic listed. I got the Earthworm Jim listed. The Beetlejuice listed. The Nightmare Warrior listed. Craig took care of Skeleton Warriors today. And we got a few little adjustments that we got to make in the auction. But outside of that, everything is kind of good and ready for the most part. A few little things to be added and a few swaps to be made, because we want to redo Junkyard's picture, because we do have his weapon. So we'll put that in there with it and get that one ready for the show. But let's look. What do you guys think? You know, we spent $1,000 on that lot, $1,050 because of shipping. But really, ultimately, it's $1,000 lot, right? So let's take a look at how I view things versus how the seller may view things. So, because I think that's an important part of this process, because I was not involved in the negotiations for this really at all. Craig and Mac went back and forth, and it's really, really difficult to do a purchase of a collection like this of vintage loose figures when you're not there. It's just so hard, especially if you're not, both of you aren't like super meticulous and going through and like, this is 1 photo, this is 2 photo, this is 3 photos. It's kind of just like, here's the shelf, what do you got? you know. So we'll look at the value that was put on this. So the Conan lot was valued at $200 by Mac. Then we have the Earthworm Jim lot, which was valued at $300. Then the Beetlejuice lot was valued at $335. Then moving on, we got that Nightmare Warrior. He had that valued at $150. Then the entirety of the Toxic Crusaders were valued at $380. Then the Skeleton Warriors, he had a value of $200. Mac and Britt did. So that brings that total to $1,565 valued from BC Collectibles to us. Now, they chopped $565 off of that, making it an even $1,000 deal. And that's the deal that we ended up moving forward with. Now, going through them, there's a lot of things that you can't look at when you're not there doing the deal. So I understand all of that. I'm not naive to that. However, if I was there, would I have done the deal or not? I probably wouldn't have. And this is why. So when you're the seller and you're getting all the prices together for your things, you are able, you're looking for really what you want to see. You know what I mean? And then when you're the buyer and you're trying to find the prices of that, you're looking at the worst case scenario. If I purchase this for this much, will I at least get this much back? So that's kind of how I view things, because I don't have a ton of money. I got no money. You know, I got no money. So, and like, this is the grind for us. So when we take $1,000 risk, or we take any risk really, whether it's friggin' $10 or $1,000 or $2,000, whatever it may be, the higher that number goes, the bigger risk that we're taking, because we need to get that money back. Like, that's the world that we're living in right now. We need to get that money back quick. So we're always looking for items versus like, what is the worst case scenario? Let's look at what it's sold for, and what is that bottom one that it's sold for, and was that a fluke, or is there three that are higher? If there's three that are higher, then it's like find the middle one of there. But if there's like no sales, it just means that right now there's not many people interested in that line. And are people going to come back to that line? Is there going to be a reason for people to come back to that line? Or you're looking at it like, hey, this is an entire collection, where when I'm looking at it as something where it's going to be individualized, they're just bare bones figures. Those are $5 bins. You know, you find this here, there, that's like, that's the value to me, because I hit the flea market at 7 a.m. So does NARC. So do all these guys. So does Max, so does Britt. Like, this is where we get our stuff. So when I look at stuff and I don't see any accessory, or if it's missing the accessory, it's like that automatically is like, all right, I'm taking that down a notch, because now if I want to get the most value out of it, I have to put a lot more work into it. Or I'm going to be the one to risk putting it up for X amount and getting that bottom dollar because it doesn't have the accessory. So I'm rambling, but I'm just showing the different like thought processes that go through in purchasing. At the end of the day, we are more than happy to support Mac and Britt. So my comparisons in terms of what it was valued at versus where I would value it at as a buyer, if I was in person, I was kind of going through this stuff. I'm just showing that process. That's kind of the goal of right now, not to be a complete dickwad and be like, Mac, your prices suck and that was a shit deal. I'm not doing that, because I understand it. I really do. I understand it. So the reason why my mine is so much lower, so they had 1,565 as value. I had 1,074. So we knew where he was at with value. Value on my end for the Beetlejuice, I had 260. He had 335. For the Nightmare Warrior, he had 150. I had 200. So I think that one is more valuable than the number he attached to it. For the Toxic Crusaders, 380 on their end. I valued that at 160 because that junkyard's missing a tongue, and it really only came with one other accessory to a figure that was missing other things as well. So to me, all of those, while I still gave good value to things like Junkyard, even with the missing tongue, I tossed him $25 value, because it's like, once the tongue's gone, is it really Junkyard? You know, once you give it the little old snipperoo, that one hurts it a lot for me. Toxie had a couple accessories, but the flag's missing, pole's in bad shape, so it's like, is that really an accessory when I'm selling it as an individual piece? It looks fine on the shelf if you're displaying it, but if I'm individualizing that, is that sought after? Do people want that, you know? So that was a big gap, that 380 to 160. He had 380 on Toxic Crusaders, I had 160. That's a huge, huge gap right there. We probably wouldn't have been able to come to terms with it. The Skeleton Warriors valued at 200. I'll value it anywhere between 80 and 150. I gave it 150 in my numbers just to push those numbers up and try to get a little bit closer to, one, make myself feel better on the lot that I purchased, but two, also because I understand, like, there have been collections of Skeleton Warriors that have sold in the 150 range, but there's also huge lots that sell for nothing, $30, $40 lots, you know? So Skeleton Warriors is a weird line. If you get somebody that is really feeling it, then it might do well. Who knows how that's going to do at auction, though? I have no idea. At this point, you guys already know, and I'll know, and you're going to be updated in a video soon in the, and you'll get a full view of how well we did. So Earthworm, Jim, we did, he did 300, I did 165. The Conan, 200. I was valued at 139 on that. And then just to double, make sure that we went over everything. Skeleton Warriors, 200. I was 150. Yeah, we went over these, so we're good. Looking at my numbers and my charts that I paid all my scientists to put together for me for this video. So that is what it is. So 1565, and then dropping down to 1,000 is I'm super thankful for that, considering that that's where the value was. For me, my value is at $1,074, so I would have liked to have spent, like, I don't know. At that, they're still good pieces. I know they're going to go, and I know my prices are a little bit lower, so I would probably be at 800 if I were purchasing that. If I was in person and I was purchasing that, I would have paid $800 for it pretty easily. Again, because they are sought after toys. They're cool. They're the perfect like time period. The perfect time capsule. You got the 92 Conan Hasbros that are sick. You got all those Beetlejuice that go from late 80s to the 90s. Those are friggin' awesome. Toxic Crusaders are arguably peak 90s Playmates toys. Like, too sweet. And it's such a short line, so it's like you don't have to stress out trying to get every single, like, with Turtles. Turtles is a huge undertaking if you want to collect Turtles. But with Toxic, at least you know there's an end. You could see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? So, again, I would pay $800 for that very easily, even with all of its flaws. But because Mac and Britt are friggin' family, you know, to Craig and I, we would pay $1,000 no matter what, you know. So everything that I'm saying has nothing to do with anything, really, because whatever we can do to support and to move these figures along, even if we only make $1,000 off of this stuff, I'm going to be more than happy, because we were able to help out a friend or friends. We were able to help out family. Damn, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Give me a break, right? And I'll catch you up on what the rest of my day was like. So more than happy to spend $1,000, more than happy to help out friends. If this were anybody on the streets, I would have paid $800 for it. I just think it's pretty cool to be able to go through a collection like that, and I've never been able to kind of show you my thought process. So that is why I did it the way that I did it. And buying collectibles when you don't know if you're going to be the last one holding it is scary, especially when you are so broke, dude. At the end of the day, when you're hurting as much as we're hurting, and we're grinding as much as we're grinding, this is tough out here, dude. Like, we take it light. That's the approach that we like to go with. But at the end of the day, like, we cannot chill. there's no chill in this. We got 2 feature films under our belt that have made 0 money. There's a lot of time and money that goes into those feature films. They've made it like nothing. Like, we appreciate all the support that we did get through the process, but these are huge undertakings. These are years of our life that we're putting into these films. And I want to continue to do that. And the only way that I can continue to do that is to knock off other bills. But life is such a pain in the ass, and I know you guys know. So I'm ranting at 2 a.m. But at the end of the day, this stuff is tough, and I wanted to show you guys what it takes to put on an auction like this and have everything go according to plan when you're only 1 or 2 people working towards that goal. You know, it's rough. It's rough. So yeah, we'll do it for all of the toy talk for right now, because you're going to find out in a video very soon if we made money on this lot or if we broke even, which again, more than happy to break even because we were able to help out family, or if we took a loss. And if that's what happens, hey man, it is what it is. I don't think it'll happen though, because you guys, honestly, you guys show up and you support, you get pre-bids in, you're willing to pay a little bit of a premium to get it to you because you kind of know where it's coming from. There's a cool story behind it. This is all part of Mac's collection, Mac and Britt's collection. It's a pretty cool thing to have. You could have a piece in your collection from them and know that in a roundabout way, you're supporting multiple people. So that's freaking cool. But we know that you guys come through every single time for us when we do these. That's your way of showing us your love. So I think that we're going to kill it in the auction. I'm going to keep the positive vibes going towards that. And remember that I also have this as a giveaway. All you got to do is go on to Dave 50's video and write done or shared, and you have to share any one of your favorite collecting cash videos. That's how you get in on the giveaway. This giveaway just started, so it's still running right now, and I will end it as soon as we get a couple people participating in it, and then I'm gonna close it off in probably like a week or so. I don't know an exact date because I don't even know what day it is right now. So that's that. 2 a.m. So last night when I finished, it was probably, man, close to 3. Because like there was a few things I had to go through to make sure that the accessories were or weren't there, kind of double checking figures before I listed them. That way I could list any flaws that I noticed right off the bat, because we don't want no beef at the end of the day. So going through all that, it was probably around 3 o'clock when I finished that. And then I had to get up at like 5:56. First alarm went off at like 5:50 a.m. And then I got up at 6 and started getting ready real quick. And then I had to take my dad to the ER for something that he knew he had to go for. He went to the doctor the day before. They said, hey, I would do this. So we went and we did that. And after that, I had to go to Dallas Vintage Toys, shoot a bunch of social media reels. And right from there, come home, get cleaned up, get in the car, drive to downtown Dallas and do the 4 to midnight. Got off the 4 to midnight. After kind of going over stuff with one of my guards, it was like 12:30. And then I had to sit down and contemplate life for about a half an hour. So that brought me to 1. And then I had to get my scientists together to put together the end of this video. And then I had to sit down and actually do it. So right now we're probably looking at around 2:30 the next day. So basically the same time that I stopped listing figures. But Craig took the Skeleton Warriors home and added those, so at least they're on there now. And that's done. Yeah. And then, tomorrow we had another site call. We have to go help them out with something at 6 a.m., but I think my wife is going to go handle that. Then I'll get the kids to school in the morning, and I'm pretty sure my second shift officer at one of my other buildings is going to call off. So I'm going to have to deal with that too. Man, what a pain in the ass. Anyway, love you guys.